Well, there are a bunch of weird new developments in this season's weirdest news story, the Jussie Smollett hoax. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel is demanding that Smollett repay the city of Chicago for all the police time and the investigators' time. He's also saying, we're not going to bother explaining because it's impossible to explain, that Trump is responsible for Smollett's stunt. Smollett hates Trump. Blame Trump voters. Whatever. Meanwhile, Kim Foxx, she's the prosecutor who let this all happen, who prevented Smollett from being prosecuted, now admits she never actually recused herself from the case. Matt Finn has been following this from day one. He joins us tonight from Chicago. Matt?
Tucker, right now the city of Chicago is demanding $130,000 from Jussie Smollett. The city says that's how much it costs in overtime hours during its meticulous investigation into Smollett's alleged attack. An attorney for the city of Chicago wrote to Jussie Smollett in a letter demanding that if Smollett doesn't pay the $130,000 within 7 days, the city is threatening to bring new charges against the actor for filing a false report. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, who's feuded with the president for years, alleges the only reason Jussie Smollett could take advantage of a hate crime is because of the toxic environment Emanuel claims the president created. Meanwhile, the mayor and the president do agree that Jussie Smollett is a liar, and Emanuel says Smollett all of a sudden stopped demanding justice since his charges were dropped.
Has he said a single word about any hate crime against a gay man, a black gay man? No, nothing.
Kim Foxx, who suddenly recused herself during the height of this investigation for texting with Michelle Obama's former aide about Smollett's case, now admits she used the word recuse in a, quote, colloquial sense, not legally. And Jussie Smollett is nominated for a Best Supporting Actor award at tomorrow's NAACP award show in Los Angeles. Fox News confirms Smollett flew to L.A. late Wednesday. Not clear if he'll appear at the show. Project 21, a black conservative group which says it has 60,000 members, demanding Smollett's nomination be rescinded. Meanwhile, the host of the awards show says he hopes Jussie Smollett wins. Tucker.
So many threads, Matt. I don't know where to begin. Thank you for that update. Pretty amazing. Sure. So as you just heard, the prosecutor in this case, the one who let Smollett go without any charges at all after he volunteered for 2 days at Jesse Jackson's fake lobby organization, is saying that she used the term recuse colloquially because she's not a lawyer or anything. Meanwhile, Jussie Smollett's attorney argued on the Today Show that the actor was not lying when he said his actors were white. He wasn't acting out of some racial stereotype. In fact, they were in whiteface, she said.
According to the court records, Smollett was very clear with police on the night of the attack that his attackers were white. He said they had masks on and gloves, but he saw their eyes and he saw the skin surrounding their eyes. Was that a false statement?
Obviously, you can disguise that. You could put makeup on. It took me all of 5 minutes to Google. You know, I was looking up the brothers, and one of the first videos that showed up actually was one of the brothers in whiteface doing a Joker monologue with white makeup on, and so it's not implausible.
Woo. Robbie Suave is associate editor at Reason, author of a fantastic book, Panic Attack, Young Radicals in the Age of Trump, and he joins us today. Robbie, great to see you. So from what I can tell, Jussie Smollett and his attorney are, in a straight-faced way, taking the position that this all really happened, or he never lied.
That's what they have to do, right? To just kind of power through this so he can keep his career. He has to thunderously deny that he was involved in this, even though we pretty clearly know that he was. They have to come up with these crazy sort of explanations. I mean, if your theory requires you, right, to be wearing a disguise under your disguise, as to be in whiteface under ski masks, I mean, that's like absurd, clearly. But you know what? That's what she has to say. She's his lawyer, and of course he's going to deny it at this point. It was the job of Chicago, of Kimberly Foxx, to prove that he was guilty, right? It wasn't his job to prove he's innocent. They have to prove he's guilty, and they decided not to do that. So ultimately, at this point, the people I'm most upset with are the state's attorney.
The problem, though, with Smollett continuing to lie is that it allows people to believe that there is, in fact, a rash of hate crimes in this country. And there is not. They're actually quite rare. California, the biggest state, I think, recorded like a dozen or less than hate crime convictions last year. So this is like a tiny thing. And this allows Kamala Harris and all these other demagogues to pretend, no, no, it's totally real.
Right, and I think that's what Rahm Emanuel was getting at when he tried to spin this on Trump, is saying, well, you know, Trump has made this country so unsafe, so of course we believe this, it's ultimately Trump's fault, when of course it's the opposite of that. We have been misled about hate crimes being off the charts in the country, so we were prepared to believe this, or the people in the media were prepared to believe it.
Right, so in other words, if people don't like your politics or you personally, and then they lie in order to hurt you, it's your fault?
Right, I guess that's what he was saying. And I understand why he's mad, because they did this investigation, and even she says, even Kimberly Fox, the state's attorney, says, we would have won if we brought this to court. The evidence was good, and for some reason she just decided not to actually get him to plead guilty, which would have been, you know, I would have been fine with community service.
Sure.
Fine.
Me too.
I don't think anyone really, you know, our jails already have too many people in them.
I agree with that.
We need to lock up, you know, people who are not a violent threat. But she needed to get him to plead guilty. That's like how it works. So we would have had the catharsis of having it proven for all these people who say, I don't know what happened. We know what happened. We do know what happened. But we needed that verdict there, or that acknowledgement on his part, and she just decided not to go for that.
I could not agree with you more. That was the critical thing. Just to know the truth and just have it acknowledged. We don't need to hurt Jussie Smollett. He's obviously a very wounded person already. But this is infuriating and bad. Robbie, thank you.
My
Great
pleasure.
to see you. The left has been calling its enemies racist for years.